A Medicine Hat boy dies during a school outing to a local lake.
I mean, this is a completely tragic incident for everybody involved.
Police investigating how an 11-year-old could drown on a field trip. Plus, the Central Alberta Rodeo cancels its parade.
Simple float with 10 Alberta flags, no banners, no political statements.
How one float seems to have kicked the separation debate into high gear in Sundre.
Yeah, there's a lot of division between actually families. So, yeah, not just towns, but families and friends.
And an incredible solo summit.
If you cannot see and everything is white around you, it's really difficult to walk straight for a couple hundred meters.
We'll meet the climber who conquered Canada's highest peak all by himself.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Tara Nelson.
Hello and thank you for joining us. We begin with a tragic story tonight. An 11-year-old boy has died in a suspected drowning while on a school field trip near Medicine Hat. Alicia Fieldberg joins us from the newsroom tonight. And Alicia, the boy was at first just reported missing.
Tara, police, firefighters and Halo Air Ambulance were called to Echodale Park around 2 yesterday afternoon for a search and rescue mission. About an hour later, they found the boy at the bottom of the swimming lake. Now, Echodale Park is just west of Medicine Hat, but run by the city. Police say there were lifeguards on duty. When crews found the boy in the swimming lake, he was taken to hospital and his family was notified. Medicine Hat Public School Division confirms the death happened on a field trip, calling it a tremendous loss for the students, family, school, and broader community. The school division is now offering supports to people feeling the impact of the loss. Echodale Park remains closed until further notice, and police do not suspect foul play, but are investigating this incident. The City of Medicine Hat and first responders also gave condolences to everyone affected by the tragedy.
Fire departments commenced a search of the swimming lake at the Medicine Hat. There's two lakes. One's a boat and one's a swim lake. Unfortunately, while checking the swim lake and searching the lake, the body of the missing 11-year-old boy was discovered at the bottom of the lake.
Now, Medicine Hat has decided to close all city-owned pools and aquatic facilities to do a review and give aquatic staff a chance to process the loss. Some upcoming field trips have been cancelled. The Life Saving Society urges caution around all bodies of water and adds less than 1% of drownings happen in indoor supervised pools because outside pools can often have extra hazards such as cold water, weeds, and currents. Tara?
Okay, Alicia, thank you.
You're watching CTV News Calgary.
Well, we've had reports of tornadoes, wind, large hail in southern Alberta today. Let's bring Danielle in. What is happening out there tonight?
Well, Tara, we talked about this being really intense along the Trans-Canada. The good news is the worst of it is all off and out of the way, off into Saskatchewan now. But look at all the damage it created along the way. It started intensifying in Strathmore around 1 in the afternoon and then tracked down. So yes, reports of tornadoes, a couple tornadoes, ping pong ball size hail, gusts well over 100 kilometers per hour. It was a lot tamer in Calgary today. Calgary, we do have this next wave of rain that has rolled in, but for us it's rain and non-severe thunderstorms. When we look at the temperatures right now, we were at 23 earlier today and the temperatures quickly dropped. We talked about that happening today too, and very, very gusty in the city as well today. When we look at these next 24 hours, we have showers on and off possible for the evening hours. Then that will die out by the overnight hours. It will continue to be gusty for these next few hours as well. If we get a thunderstorm, it will be non-severe. Tomorrow morning, we are looking at rain, which will be heavy at times in the morning, 1 to 2 millimeters certainly possible. Then we get a break in the afternoon, and then later in the day around those supper hours, showers and non-severe thunderstorms possible in Calgary once again. Tara.
Thank you, Danielle. A tornado caused some damage last night when it touched down about 4.5 hours northwest of Edmonton.
We did see a fairly strong cell that moved through from around the 7 o'clock hours, kind of when things started to get going, and then rolling through right through about 10 o'clock at night.
The farm that took a lot of damage is destroyed some machine sheds, some grain bin storage areas as well. And in town, there's a few houses that lost roofs. Nothing came off the foundation, which we're thankful for.
This small garage in Girouville ended up upside down and was thrown against a camper. A Smoky River fire official says the tornado touched down near the town. Environment Canada says it then made its way toward High Prairie. Today, crews are working to restore power in Girouville. Smoky River's fire chief says some people suffered cuts and others were hit in the head. He says what will stay with him the most is the way people have helped each other after the tornado moved on.
It's a humbling experience to see that many people come out and assist their neighbors and friends and family. Doesn't matter who you are, who you are not, or who you know and who you don't know. The community come together and did an excellent job providing for each other.
Alberta is being hit with a more active tornado season than usual. Environment Canada says we usually see 15 in a whole year, but we are seeing much more activity this year. This spring, we're already up to 10 in late June and early July, typically where we see the most activity. A Central Alberta rodeo has canceled its annual parade. It blames hostility directed toward volunteers related to a controversial float featuring Alberta flags. The Sundre Pro Rodeo and Race Association initially banned the float, then said it made a mistake and invited the organizer back, and then public backlash ensued. Those behind that float were shocked it was banned in the first place. Here's Tyson Fedor.
The town of Sundre is known for its western roots and flags of both Canada and Alberta waving in the wind across the community. But an annual tradition that was set for Saturday is being canceled because of the Alberta flag.
We own up to it and we apologize and should have taken a better look or asked for clarification when it came to their application.
The parade's theme was celebrating our Sundre pioneers, but a float application was denied because it generated significant public discussion and strong opinions.
It was just a simple float with 10 Alberta flags, no banners, no political statements, no leaflets, no handouts, nothing like that.
Zane Novak helped create the float. He said the parade committee denied it. The rodeo says it changed gears and welcomed the float back, something Novak denies. But amid the flip-flop, staff and volunteers received significant backlash, including threats.
Or emails sent to our general inbox or our media inbox of, we're going to hunt you down, you publicly humiliate you, like just things of threatening nature. And then we had seen some death threats as well.
I do not want anybody making threats. That's totally inappropriate.
It comes as Alberta separation talks have ramped up with a provincial referendum this fall. The rodeo says staff may have been overly cautious with their screening process, thinking it was a pro-Alberta independent stance.
That shouldn't stop the parade from happening, no matter what people's opinions are. I feel
they fly all kinds of flags, whatever it says on the side of the float, I guess, depends. Remember, we had a manure spreader a few years ago, and there was an uproar about that.
That manure spreader was entered as a float in 2022, depicting former Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and then NDP leader Jagmeet Singh.
If they just have the flags on the float and going down, fine, but if they're saying things that shouldn't be said, well, no.
As for the float organizers, they say the Alberta flag has become weaponized.
How has it that we have come to the point where we cannot fly an Alberta flag?
The rodeo will still take place this weekend. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Sundre.
Sundre Town Council says personal attacks of those with differing opinions or intimidation and harassment of volunteers, whether online or in person, is unacceptable. The deadline has passed for a controversial billboard in Tabor to be removed, and now the man behind it says 2 more electronic displays are going up.
It was just simply a way to show we're not going to be pushed around. This is valid, legitimate advertising in anticipation of a referenda.
The billboard is privately owned and operated on town land. Corey Morgan was given until June 13th to remove it. In a letter to the billboard owner, the town said it heard from residents who felt it was a nuisance. Our city is rapidly growing, and a new document wants to lay out exactly what that will look like in the years ahead. Today, Council got a look at the draft Calgary plan, the first version of a vision that will guide the city into 2050 and beyond. Tim Brooke has more.
Before the population can reach 2 million people, city officials say council needs to have some tough conversations about housing, density, and transportation.
So that Calgary can move forward with confidence, purpose, and a collective commitment to the next generation.
And so, the Calgary plan. City Council got a detailed look Tuesday.
We must have a transportation plan and a development plan for the city of Calgary. And in this case, it's a matter of measuring twice and cutting once.
The document focuses heavily on density. By 2050, it suggests half of all new housing should be built in existing developed areas and that the downtown population double. It also wants fewer Calgarians reliant on private vehicles, suggesting new builds be located within 600 meters of a major transit station. That gave some councillors pause.
This plan is trying to go too far, too fast. Many of the community folks would say that that's reaching too far into the community.
Some suburban councillors were quick to dub the plan blanket rezoning 2.0. They worry it'll encroach on single-family homes.
A lot of people got unelected because blanket rezoning, so we should learn our lessons here. We don't have to keep trying to turn ourselves into San Francisco.
About 48,000 Calgarians have participated in engagement sessions on the Calgary plan since 2023. Still, Council will have a lot more discussion to do before any choices are finalized.
We don't want to stand on the same landmines that the previous mayor and council did. So in terms of the feedback that we're hearing from my colleagues, it's very constructive.
And Tim joins us from City Hall tonight. Tim, nothing has been agreed on yet.
Yeah, far from it, Tara. Council will now talk about this, discuss, maybe make some changes and some feedback, and then it'll head back to city administration. They'll hold some public engagement sessions and then eventually a full public hearing. Hopefully that's done by the end of this year. From there could be more discussion, more amendments, or maybe finally a final vote. Tara, conservative estimates have our population hitting 2 million here in Calgary by the early 2030s.
Tim Brooke reporting. Tim, thank you. With little more than 2 weeks until the Calgary Stampede kicks off, Cowboys Park downtown is once again facing criticism from residents and the mayor alike. But this time, it's over the deal with the city. Moses Woldu explains.
Construction of the concert tent and other amenities are being built on Cowboys Park in anticipation of the Calgary Stampede. At least one resident is bracing herself for the next few weeks.
The traffic and the noise, and you can't, as residents, you really lose out on a lot during that little bit of summer because you can't get around, you can't sleep.
Caroline Martin isn't the only one who had trouble sleeping. Noise complaints were filed last year as sound levels from the Cowboys Music Festival were above the allowed decibels, according to the city. And it's not just the blaring music.
You also have everybody flooding the streets going to wherever they're coming from. So you don't really get quiet until 5, 6 o'clock in the morning.
Now Mayor Jeremy Farkas is raising another concern, the lack of transparency of the deal between the city and Penny Lane Entertainment, the group that runs Cowboys Music Festival. Details of the 2024 deal are so highly confidential that even the mayor's staff are kept in the dark.
Even in the mayor's office, my staff do not have access to reading through the terms and what was provided to us.
Farkas says it needs to change. Calgarians need to know about public spaces and deals with private companies, and specifically what talks went on between Penny Lane Entertainment and the city.
It makes good sense for our private partners as well to be more forthcoming with those details. So there might be some way based on mutual agreement that we provide more details on the terms of the agreement to be provided transparently for Calgarians.
CTV reached out to Penny Lane Entertainment for comment, but did not get a response. As for Martin, she has her plan in place during Stampede.
Being mindful about, okay, you have to get to bed earlier in the night so that you can actually possibly get some sleep, and how are you going to travel, and trying to, make those plans and adjustments.
Moses Woldu, CTV News, Calgary.
The festival's tent has been granted a noise exemption, allowing it to play music at 85 decibels until 1:30 a.m., which is about as loud as a lawnmower. Some tourists who visit Lake Minnewanka are wondering what lies beneath. A mysterious underground structure was discovered below the surface after part of the beach collapsed last month. Parks Canada says it appears to be built out of untreated wood, includes log walls and rough-cut planks. Officials suspect it is part of a campground that was built in 1944. The area is now fenced off for safety. A hot mic catches a private conversation between Mark Carney and Donald Trump. The two had a quick chat at the G7 in France about Chinese EVs. We'll listen in. And tactical evacuations underway after a wildfire sparks in West Kelowna. Those details are next. A hot mic moment at the G7 captured a casual exchange between the U.S. president and Canada's prime minister, joking, engaging in small talk, but also getting down to a little business. CTV senior political correspondent Mike Couture has the impromptu lunch chatter and what else happened on this busy first day in France.
As G7 leaders prepared for their working lunch, Prime Minister Mark Carney took advantage of the moment to talk trade with U.S. President Donald Trump. In an apparent reference to the amount of Chinese electric vehicles Canada agreed to let into the country in January, Carney conveyed to Trump how little he believes it would affect the North American market. The agreement with China would allow for the annual import of 49,000 Chinese-manufactured EVs into Canada. In exchange, China lowered tariffs on a number of Canadian products, including canola. Also in Evian, Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc and lead trade negotiator Janice Charette met with their American counterparts.
We talked about a number of other issues that the United States raises with us, but we also talked about issues that are important to Canadian workers and the Canadian economy.
Now, after securing the deal with Iran, Trump's focus shifted to Ukraine. Following a meeting with President Volodymyr Zelensky on the margins of the G7 summit, Trump had this message for Vladimir Putin.
Russia should make a deal. Russia's lost tremendous amounts of people, and so has Ukraine.
Ukraine will win. It's just a question of time.
To help make that happen, Canada announced additional sanctions against 162 Russian individuals and entities targeting the Russian war machine. And President Zelensky feels a new sense of momentum towards a resolution.
It's great that everybody's understanding. And it's great that Russia is not winning, and we have to push Putin to end this war.
G7 leaders will continue their meetings on Wednesday, but there are no plans for Trump and Carney to sit down together. But as we saw today, that doesn't mean they won't have important discussions, even if they're brief. Mike Couture, CTV News, near Evian, France.
Donald Trump says the full text of the 15-point interim deal to end the war with Iran will be made public soon. And the U.S. president insisted today there is one issue in there that is non-negotiable.
The one thing that's happening that's of note, frankly, the only thing that really matters to me, is Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. And it says it loud and clear. They're not going to develop it, they're not going to buy it, they're not going to do anything with it. And if they do, they suffer unbelievable consequences.
The U.S. president says the text of the Memorandum of Understanding also includes extending a tenuous ceasefire announced in April by another 60 days and reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Trump says that will happen by Friday, the same day the framework deal is expected to be formally signed in Switzerland. Nearly 800 people are under an evacuation order in West Kelowna tonight due to wildfire. Hundreds of firefighters were called in after the blaze at Kelowna Park broke out, prompting tactical evacuations. The BC Wildfire Service, which is assisting with the response, believes the fire was human-caused. It's currently mapped at 8 hectares. People living in Kelowna are watching anxiously from across Okanagan Lake.
Crews are working on multiple fronts to try and gain control of the fire. Our number one priority is to get people out of the way.
The fire broke out just minutes after provincial officials began a news conference on the upcoming wildfire season.
This is CTV News, Calgary.
We had lots of active weather in our own province today.
Yep, very dangerous weather that really blew all down the Trans-Canada, and the storm really intensified as it tracked down. So we have amazing viewers that kept safe and sent us some incredible video. This is the wind damage in Strathmore. This storm was intense as it was in Strathmore, but then it intensified as it tracked down the Trans-Canada towards Tilly, Alderson, where there were then reports of tornado activity, and even in many communities, ping pong ball size hail, which is quite large, and very damaging gusts, which we'll talk more about in just a second. And storm chasers were there today. Chris Ratzlaff Braden Morrisseau. They were out together, and this is what they sent from Strathmore. So this is what the cell looked like, so you can see how intense. And this is definitely a big storm cell. You see that in the sky, it's time to go indoors and stay far away unless you know exactly what you're doing out there. Okay, when we look at radar and we look at satellite, you can see how intense it looked even on the radar. All that lightning with these cells, and then it tracked down. So I really backtracked the radar 6 hours. So when it was in Strathmore, it was something, absolutely, and then it got more intense as it tracked down. I want to pop out the lightning and zoom in here so you can see that cell. Definitely the large size hail as it passed south of Bassano and towards Brooks, Tilly, down to Alderson. So you can see Tilly down to Alderson towards Medicine Hat. That's where we had reports of tornadic activity with this cell. And I do want to show you the wind gusts in just a second because they were well over 100 kilometers per hour. Now, keep in mind, all that dangerous active weather is now out of Alberta, off into Saskatchewan, so we're not worried about that kind of active weather anymore for today. For Calgary, we're just looking at rainfall right now. We've had a gusty day, so we maxed out at 74 kilometers per hour with regards to gusts today in the city, close to 70 in Lethbridge and Pincher Creek. Check out Medicine Hat, though, 122 kilometers per hour. And from Tilly down to Alderson towards Medicine Hat, we gusted over 100 kilometers per hour today. So very intense day. This is damaging weather. These are the types of days you really got to pay attention to the skies. All right, so 11 degrees is the temperature in Calgary right now, 18 for Brooks, 17 for Medicine Hat. We were in the mid-20s in many communities earlier today, so this really brought down the temperatures. It broke the heat. As we go through this evening, we're still looking at the potential showers and even thunderstorm activity up until about 10 o'clock tonight, but non-severe, if we get anything at all. For tomorrow, we're going to have rain track down the QE2 and start to make its way into Calgary, likely around 8-9 a.m. And it will be heavy at times. We'll pick up a couple millimeters of rain, and then we'll get a break in the afternoon hours, and then we could see more activity closer to the supper hours and in the evening hours as well, but small chance. And if we get any thunderstorm activity at all in the city or to the west of the city, it will be non-severe. Only highs of 15 for the next couple of days. Thursday, we'll see some isolated showers, but also some sunshine. Mainly sunny on Friday and 21 degrees. That will be the nicest day out of the next 5 because then another system rolls in on Saturday, and that will drop 5 to 10 millimeters of rain. That's your Action Furnace 5-day forecast. Midnight Thursday is the early bird deadline in the Home Lottery Mountain Edition. You could win the Mercedes G-Wagon early bird prize or take $250,000 cash. Get your tickets before midnight Thursday at CalgaryMountainHomeLottery.com.
RCMP are investigating several reports of vandalism to an Okotoks home connected to a child exploitation investigation. The home has been spray painted, egged, and had its windows smashed. Neighbors say 35-year-old Corey Earhart used to live there but does not anymore. He is charged with possessing and accessing child sexual exploitation materials after an investigation uncovered more than 500,000 images and videos on devices seized from his home. Earlier this month, police put out a statement urging people not to take matters into their own hands. A Calgary woman is charged after police uncovered a large amount of stolen merchandise from Lululemon. Police say the items are worth $150,000. They came across the goods after executing a search warrant at a home on Heron Mews Northeast and believe the Lululemon items were stolen during transport. They also found methamphetamine, cocaine, and several other items. 35-year-old Cassandra Ruby St. Ange is charged with several offenses, including possession of stolen property and drug offenses. A crash just west of Saint this morning caused some delays for drivers and C-Train riders. It happened just after 10 a.m. along 14th Avenue near the Saint C-Train station. Police say nobody was injured. There's no word yet on what caused that crash. Well, if you live alone, you probably are not doing all your grocery shopping at Costco. That's part of the reason singles say they're paying even more for groceries. They don't have the benefit of bulk. And later, talk about using both sides of your brain, a pianist who can play two pianos at the same time. It's no surprise that your household spending habits shape your grocery bill, whether you live alone or you shop for two or more. Well, it turns out solo dwellers are paying a price. CTV's John Venevale-Rao looks at what's driving the cost of your cart.
Rice. We bought rice because it's on sale.
When it comes to affording food items, in particular for those living on their own, it can be summed up this way.
It's tough.
While everyone is feeling the pinch in the grocery aisles, the new survey from Interac found 6 in 10 solo households felt they face disproportionately higher per person costs compared to Canadians who split expenses.
As a single person living on my own, I definitely notice.
The survey found the average single-person household spends about $102 a week on groceries, compared to $80 per person in a shared household. Many of those living alone say it is harder to find ingredients portioned for one, and many say they miss out on the savings that come from buying in bulk, in part worried about food going bad before they can use it all.
If you're a single person, you have to worry about space. You're often living in a smaller space. You might have a smaller fridge, no access to a significant freezer.
Single-person households now make up about 3 in 10 homes. Greg Johnson lives alone and says for $100, he used to be able to fill a grocery cart.
$100 don't give you this. This is $100 in here. You try to buy some yogurt, some lasagna, the no-name products. You try to save up on that. Even the laundry detergent, you're trying to save on that. And nowadays, I see people making their own laundry detergent, trying to save some money.
The survey found overall, Canadians are changing buying habits because of rising prices. Nearly half say they've reduced or stopped buying premium meat cuts. And nearly 4 in 10 said they've switched to store or no-name brands in the last 6 months.
Meanwhile, some note solo shoppers do have one genuine advantage. They can more easily pivot to buying what's on sale with only one person in the household making the decision. John Valley-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
A local brewery is getting a huge opportunity to bring its beer to the world. Toolshed Brewery will soon be the exclusive provider of beer to WestJet. The brewery was started in 2012 and eventually became a popular local gathering place. 3 of its beers will now be offered: Local Legend, People Skills, and Golden Hour. Just ahead, you may not know them, but you know their work. We're celebrating a special anniversary for a group that improves many of Alberta's favorite parks. The Venturer Society helps adults with developmental disabilities find meaningful work in the outdoors. Today marks the group's 40th anniversary, and to celebrate, they held a special event to show off their skills at a ranch northwest of Calgary. Our Kevin Green was there.
You might never have heard of the Venturers, but you've likely benefited from what they do.
A lot of Calgarians visit Big Hill Springs and don't know that we do the parking lot maintenance and the washroom maintenance, and we're out there 3 to 5 times a week.
They also maintain trails in Kananaskis country, supply firewood to backcountry campgrounds, maintain park benches in Fish Creek Park, and keep up the campgrounds of Cypress Hills through a partnership with Alberta Parks.
Honestly, I don't think I could do that type of work, and to watch them, and they're so skilled and so focused, and it takes a lot of passion and talent to do what they do, and we're so grateful for all that they do for Alberta Parks.
Venturers are also hired by private individuals to clean up their land and fire smart it. Tuesday, they were at Buenaventura Ranch.
People with developmental disabilities that have a purpose, they have a great job, and they're happy. I see them smiling and laughing and joking, and they are just absolutely amazing.
It is hard work, but here there are no complaints.
I split wood, and in the winter time I shovel snow.
And while they're paid for their work, more importantly than the paycheck for many is just showing the world what people with developmental disabilities can accomplish.
People that have a disability are capable of putting their minds to the job and prove themselves that, hey, I'm worthy of working, give me a chance.
Kevin Green, CTV News, near Water Valley.
And to learn more about the Venturers or how to participate, you can visit our website, ctvnewscalgary.ca. Okay, well, we know there are a lot of very, very talented pianists in the world, but I don't think I've ever seen something like this before. Like what?
Wow.
Holy cow. This is 22-year-old Eva Gevorgian. She is a Russian-Armenian pianist and composer. She's won 50 international competitions, and she says this kind of practice she loves because it helps improve her coordination.
I couldn't concentrate to even start doing that.
Brilliant.
Like one is hard enough, you know, with two hands. But
wow. Wow. So impressive. Yes. Well, not everyone has a luscious head of hair, but you could if that sort of thing was important to you. This guy got 3D printed hair for his follically challenged friend.
Oh my goodness, I love this.
It's perfect. I mean, it comes in 2 pieces. You just snap it on. He looks a bit like a Disney prince. It never blows in the wind.
We have to do this for Halloween.
It's perfect.
Never have to put hair product in there. Not a blow dryer, just there.
We need to find someone who's got a 3D printer that could do that.
I want that.
It's perfect TV hair, actually. That is fantastic.
Cool.
Well, finally, a cycling club dedicated to the penny farthing has broken 4 Guinness World Records. We've seen these guys before. So this club took part in a 2-day cycling event in the UK. Its founder, this guy, Neil Lawton, broke the record for riding the largest penny farthing. There was also the smallest penny farthing you just saw there, and then the fastest 100-meter sprint on penny farthings.
You said penny farthing a lot. I didn't even know what that was until
There you
I
go.
saw this.
Yeah,
There we go.
You know,
I didn't know.
Danielle.
It would take incredible balance, I think, to drive.
I'd go a few feet and fall down for sure.
It takes some experience, for sure.
You're going fast, too.
Still to come, a Calgary mountaineer had to make new plans when his climbing partner got sick, but he decided just to go it alone to the top of Canada's highest peak.
Oh, look at the Skywatch weather camera. All that rain. But at least in Calgary, we didn't get the active weather that other communities got. All right, before we get into the forecast here, Alberta Teachers Association sponsors our wonderful program called Weather in the Classroom. And our weather team gets to visit so many lovely kids. And here's a class that I went to today, Chaparral School. We had a great time. We did some weather lessons, some weather experiments. Let's zoom in on these cute little faces. Here you go. Thank you for having me, Chaparral School. It was a really fun time, and those are some very smart kids. All right, radar and satellite, it's been an active day. We talked about tornadoes in the Weather in the Classroom program today, and we certainly had that in parts of southern Alberta. So by Tilly, by Alderson, that's where we had the reports, and even by Medicine Hat as well. Ping pong ball size hail, damaging gusts well over 100 kilometers per hour. And there's a look at that cell really tracking down the Trans-Canada. So right where it was expected to be for today. Look at this. 74 was the max in Calgary, 122 in Medicine Hat. So well over 100 kilometer per hour gusts, especially between Strathmore and Medicine Hat for today. Winds will be a lot calmer for tomorrow. It will be less active, less intense tomorrow. If we get thunderstorm activity tomorrow, it will not be severe. 17 degrees right now in Banff, 10 in Calgary, 17 in Medicine Hat and Lethbridge. So it's much colder. The heat is now broken, so we don't have the heat to fuel all these storms, which is why even if we get thunderstorm activity from now on for the rest of today, for tomorrow, it will not be intense or severe. Okay, 9 degrees to kick off tomorrow morning. This comes with about 1 to 2 millimeters of rain. Arriving around 8 a.m., it might kick in at 9 though. And then we get a break in the afternoon, but we may have some showers and some non-severe thunderstorms peak in again around those supper hours. That's your 24-hour forecast. Brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. All right, Kamloops tomorrow, 26 degrees, mostly cloudy. Edmonton, Rocky Mountain House, Red Deer, down QE2 towards Olds, Calgary. This is where we're looking at rainfall, especially in the morning hours. Drumheller will see some of this rainfall as well. A little more stable and drier in Lethbridge at 18 degrees as a high and a lot less windy. Pincher Creek 17 with some showers for tomorrow. Midnight Thursday is the early bird deadline in the Home Lottery Mountain Edition. You could win the Mercedes G-Wagon early bird prize or take $250,000 cash. Get your tickets before midnight Thursday at CalgaryMountainHomeLottery.com.
An 11-year-old boy has died in a suspected drowning while on a school field trip near Medicine Hat. Emergency crews were called to the park yesterday afternoon for reports of a missing child. He was rushed to hospital but did not survive. The town of Sundre has canceled its annual parade over hostility directed toward volunteers. It's related to a controversial float featuring Alberta flags. And a tornado caused some damage in northern Alberta last night. It happened near Girouville, which is about 4.5 hours northwest of Edmonton. There were no serious injuries, but there was some damage. The online game platform Roblox is rolling out new age-based restrictions designed to better protect young users. A new Roblox Kids experience is now available for children aged 5 to 8. Chat features are disabled by default for those users, and only a parent can turn them on. The platform is also using facial age estimation technology to verify users' ages. Roblox says the data is deleted after the age check is complete. If a user doesn't complete the age verification process or provide an ID when required, chat features remain disabled. Tom Kitta has summited dozens of peaks, many of them solo, many without oxygen. At the beginning of the month, he set out with a partner to climb Canada's highest peak, Mount Logan in Yukon. But when his partner became ill, Kitta carried on alone. Kevin Fleming reports.
It takes months to prepare for an ascent of Mount Logan, and all that planning is rewarded with a flight into base camp with all the supplies needed for the climb. Tom Kitta and his climbing partner from the U.S. say the weather started out fine. The two spent days hauling their supplies and gear up the mountain in the territory's southwest corner, and at times experienced whiteout conditions.
If you cannot see and everything is white around you, it's really difficult to walk straight for a couple hundred meters. So what was happening was zigzagging around this glacier, and my partner was a little bit getting freaked out. We're going to zigzag into a crevasse.
June 2nd, the partner became ill, and at 6 p.m. the weather cleared enough for Kitta to make the move to summit Logan solo. But on the 6-hour climb, yet again the weather turned for the worse, forcing Kitta to put on more clothing with bare hands.
And then you have to rearm the hands for a minute and play, with 30 seconds. So it probably took like 45 minutes to, change my clothing, add extra layer. And this was the most clothing I wore in my whole entire life.
But at midnight, he made it to Canada's highest peak at 5,959 meters.
It took me about 6 hours, so Camp 4, to reach this summit. The knife edge approach is kind of scary, but I'm hoping I can get out of here alive.
Felix Jordan flies climbers into base camp from April 1st to the middle of July and says the scenery is stunning.
It's so massive out there that there's so much to explore. There's so many areas that I haven't even touched yet. And they're not even far away, but all of a sudden you notice like you're flying just like one click over somewhere and it's a whole different area. And it's just, the vastness of it is crazy.
Kitta now has one more peak added to the list of mountains he's climbed, and he's already thinking of which peak he'll summit next. Kevin Fleming, CTV News, Calgary.
And Kitta says he only spent a few minutes at the top of Mount Logan because he still had a 4-hour trek back to camp. There'll be a new feature at this summer's Rogers Charity Classic. We'll tell you what's behind the idea to mix golf and baseball. Glenn has that story for us next.
That was a dangerous play.
It's the end of an era in Canadian broadcasting. Hockey Night in Canada will no longer be on CBC. Rogers' new NHL deal begins this fall, and games won't be carried on the national public broadcaster. Rogers signed an 11-year, $12 billion agreement with the league to broadcast games on Sportsnet. The Calgary Stampeders were back on the field today after the bye week. Glenn is here with us. And Glenn, kind of a tough schedule for the Stamps to start things off.
Tara, I'm sure they'd rather not have a bye at the beginning of the season, but those are the cards that were dealt. And now the Stamps will go looking for their first win of the season. Stamps at home to the Saskatchewan Roughriders on Saturday night. Always a great atmosphere when the Riders come to town. Stamps started the season with the loss to the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, the defending Grey Cup champs. They got past the BC Lions in their opener. Head coach and general manager Dave Dickinson has this evaluation of his team upon their return.
I mean, I feel like we're kind of still getting into it, which is crazy. It's week 2 of the season, but we haven't
quite a bit of off time there. But our guys showed up with a good attitude, and obviously we're excited to play. But yeah, certainly knock a little rust off.
They kind of get me with that every year, the last 2 years now. So trying to put me in starting from the back a little bit, but it's all right. I can handle it. I did it last year, and I'm just ready to go. I can face any challenges that's ahead of me, man.
And kickoff for Saturday's game at McMahon a little after 5 o'clock. The Rogers Charity Classic is just a couple of months away, and this year the tournament is going to try something new.
Canadian golf fans are used to having the rink-it tournaments. This year at the Rogers Charity Classic, they're going to put a different spin on it. They're going to have the ballpark on 16th. It's an honor to the Toronto Blue Jays' 50th season.
For those who've been to the Rogers Centre in Toronto, we're trying to replicate some of the things that are in the ballpark. So there'll be a little ball diamond, a lot more stands, a lot more action, big screen TV, but more importantly, things that are round. We're going to have music. We're going to have F&B that you could get at the Rogers Centre. We're going to have, walk-up songs for the players. We're trying to get that approved, but we think we can get it done.
Billy Andrade plays on the Champions Tour and is sponsored by Major League Baseball. He thinks it's an awesome idea.
I think all the players are going to love it and eat it up, and I just think it's a great addition to the fan experience for the people that come out and watch us, and actually an addition experience for us, the players. This is something that we haven't seen before.
To make it even better, they're donating $1,000 for every birdie made on the 16th, and that money will go to the Jays Care Foundation.
Typically around 30 to 40 birdies, depending on which tee they use. But so yeah, we hope to raise $30,000 to $40,000 for Jays Care Foundation, and in turn, they're going to support local charities here with those dollars. So it's a win-win for everybody.
The only thing Andrade asks is for it to be a little easier.
200 plus yards, a little uphill. And they start tucking those pins. It's really hard to, making birdie there. If you make a birdie there, you're doing something great.
This year's tournament is bound to be another hit, and Van Kesteren says the field's great.
We're going to start making some announcements in a couple of weeks here, but honestly, it's probably the deepest field we've had so far.
Van Kesteren says, yeah, it's going to be great. They're going to get to some former Blue Jays to come out and sign some autographs for the fans. The Rogers Charity Classic runs from August 21st to the 23rd at the Canyon Meadows Golf and Country Club.
That sounds fun. Yes.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Glenn. Okay, final peek at the forecast. Things seem a little calmer in our city tonight.
We can all take a deep breath now. Yes, that was a very active day along the Trans-Canada Highway. As expected, all that really severe weather is now out, but we still have the potential in all communities in southern Alberta of seeing some showers, isolated, or even a non-severe thunderstorm before things fully calm down for the night. And then tomorrow, rain is back for the morning in the city, 1 to 2 millimeters, and then later in the day, so we'll get a break in the afternoon hours, and then later in the day around those supper hours, we have the potential of showers, thunderstorms once again. Isolated showers possible on Thursday, but also some sunny breaks, and then Friday will be the nicest day out of the next 5. Then another system rolls in for the weekend. That will give us a rainy weekend. We'll talk about that in the next couple days. Weather window brought to you by Lux Windows and Doors, crafting quality windows and doors for your style. Budget Alberta's climate. Chris Ratzlaff, an amazing storm chaser. He went to all down the Trans-Canada with Braden Morrisseau. Rolling Hills is where he took this picture. So pretty stunning, pretty scary.
What a shot.
Yeah, that kind of says it all, doesn't it? Wow. Well, thanks for your company tonight. Have a terrific evening. We'll see you again tomorrow.